Hey everybody, it's Joy Packard, and it is a Wednesday morning. Can't believe it's already the middle of the week. It just seems like it's just beginning of the week, but possibly because the kids didn't have school on Monday. You know, they're still coming back from the hurricane and just now starting up and everything. So wanted to get on here, and I'm just taking a break from my day. I'm actually working at home today, and this video is actually talking to myself. And so I know a lot of you, we talk a lot about a lot of things, and I'm really excited about my podcast that I'm going to be launching soon. I'm actually going to be going to San Diego at the end of the month, and supposedly by the end of the whole event, we will have a podcast uploaded. They'll have our artwork, and then we'll be able to share it with you all. And so if you guys think of a name, then you can let me know, and you can private message me or post it here. But it's basically going to be a channel that incorporates everything that we're doing, like here on live video, self-motivation, Amazon, being organized, raising a crazy family, everything. Basically, I'm hoping to do it once a week and to share with you some tips that can help you in everyday life. So today I wanted to get on here because some of you have private messaged me and said, I really need you to do that video again. I can't find it. I need to fix my YouTube channel or something that, with keywords and everything. But one of the things that, people have asked is they basically have asked if, how do I get over being so overwhelmed? Not just as mothers and wives and, going to church and all of our assignments, but especially entrepreneurs, right? We are bombarded daily as we are on who knows how many email lists. I don't know how many you are on, but I know I am on mine, but, I'm also trying to, clean that up. But a lot of you, as well as myself, and today is the day that, we've been under hurricane stuff for the last 2 weeks, it seems, and it's been a whirlwind, and we're finally getting, even though we were very lucky to not have water, we still had a lot of cleanup from trying to evacuate. So it's just trying to get organized again, and, getting the kids back in school and things like that. And so I'm about to sit down and go over the very method that, I've talked to you all about before. And some of you, like I say, have private message, and this is for you, on what you do when you feel overwhelmed. Because, one time or another, if not every single day, we all feel that, right? We all feel like there's so much to do and so little time. And a lot of you, are so sweet and saying, how do you do this with 8 kids? Well, number one, I don't do it alone. And number two, I'm down to 2 at home now. Even though the rest are at their house, they still call me and everything, right? But it's a matter, I think, of really putting down the things that you are wanting to focus on. So I can't share everything, or else we'd be on here for an hour, but I can share a few things that could help you on a daily basis, and that is this. I know that, there are so many opportunities and I'm specifically talking about entrepreneurs now. And, because I know as mothers, we always have overwhelmment, and that's going to be another subject for another day, maybe on my podcast. But one of the things that can help you is basically doing what we've talked about, and that is called the worry list. And what is the worry list that you ask? And the worry list is like everything that is in your brain right now that you can't seem to get it all on paper, right? You have a lot of things that that you have to get done, and you are trying to do it all. And so when you sit down to do them, it's like, because you have so much to think about, then nothing gets done. Does that ever happen to you? Where you have so much to get done, and then you sit down at the computer, and then you can't get anything done, right? And so one of the ways that you can overcome that is to basically do your worry list, whether you do it on the night before the day, or whether you do it on the morning of, or whatever. And so you take your little composition book or your notebook or whatever it is, and you basically write down every single little thing that is worrying you. And maybe we're specifically talking about right now business opportunities, right? Because there's so many business opportunities that we want to do. I don't know about you, but I wish that I could clone myself 4 or 5 of me so that I can do this and I can do that, because I love to travel, but I want to do this, and I want to speak at events and I want to do that. And so there's so many things, right? There's so many things. And so what we have to do on a daily basis or weekly or however else you want to go over your list, is to write down the things that you want to do. Maybe you can go through your Gmail folders that you put all your opportunities in, or your emails or whatever it is, and you write down all of the different opportunities that you want to be involved in. And then, what I've been doing lately is, because I want to do so many things, I ask myself, what do I love to do? And what do I want to spend most of my time doing right now anyway? Some of these other things can come later, right? I can always get back to it. There's some things, of course, that are time sensitive that you have to, maybe act on. But there's a lot of them that if you just put it over there, and set it aside in a folder or whatever, then you can always get back to it. I'm going to give you an example of my kids. I was out of town at the Amazon Merch Conference in Seattle, and our garage was a mess. We've had some of our kids living with us. We've had hurricane stuff. We've had all kinds of stuff. And the garage was just a mess. And their daddy, it's kind of nice to have him home. He basically said, all right, y'all clean the garage, and I come home from work. Y'all better have that ready, right? And, I guess our kids are more immune to mom than they are to dad, because when dad says it, I don't know what it is, right? But so they told me this story last night or the other day when I came home, and they said, Mom, we went in the garage and it was just a mess. Everything was everywhere. And we just sat there literally for 5 minutes and looked around trying to figure out where to start. And they said, your words, this is my famous phrase that's going to go on my tombstone, start in the corner. And what I mean by that, and many of you who follow know, that's like a phrase I use all the time with my kids when I tell them to clean their room, or, tell them to clean the garage or whatever, start in the corner. And by that meaning, like, okay, all this other stuff is so much clutter and so much stuff, and it's so hard to see what needs to be done. So you move some of the stuff away, and you literally start in the corner. And that's how I do my life. I do that with my kids. I do that with my opportunities. I'm telling you right now, because there's so much opportunity right now. I have, opportunities to speak at conferences. I have opportunities to finish my course, opportunities to do Amazon merch, do this, do that, travel, blah, blah, blah. And there's so many things, right? So what I did, and I'm sharing it with you, is exactly how my kids did, is they started in the corner, right? And and you know what? They said, Mom, everything you said worked. I was so happy, to hear that. But, to start in the corner, it kind of takes out all the other clutter that's behind you, right? And then you start over here and you work your way out. And just like that garage, we can apply that to our entrepreneurial brain, that we feel like we have 20 opportunities and then we feel like we have to do all 20. When in reality, I'm learning that I am not able to do more than one thing at a time. I used to think I could multitask, but the more that I multitask and then try to do 20 things, the more that nothing gets done. And I don't know if that's the same with you. I'm not able to see your comments, by the way, so I'll comment later. I don't know, whenever I do it, sometimes this way on the phone, it doesn't show your comments. So hi, everybody who's joining. But anyway, that's how I do it as far as like with the opportunities, it's writing them down. It's basically saying, okay, I went to an Amazon merch conference and I want to do Amazon merch, and I want to finish my course, and I want to travel. And you, like I say, maybe you have 50 things that you want to do, right? Then you sit down and you say, you know what do I really want to do? And those of you who follow me too know my famous thing of do what you love and do it often, because there's many ways to make money. And there's many things that we could spend our time doing, right? But we have to ask ourselves, what do we want to be doing? What would we enjoy doing? What fits with my lifestyle? Amazon merch is awesome. You can work it, you can outsource it. There's many things that in your opportunity list that may give you the lifestyle that you're wanting. I know the lifestyle I want. I want to be able to be home with my kids. I only have 2 at home now out of the 8. But I want to be available when they say, hey, Mom, I forgot my lunch, which hopefully they don't do that. But I want to travel. You know, I love to go to Mexico. I love to go to the blue beaches of the world. So when you decide like what it is that you really want, then all of the opportunities that you're listing can be easily more seen, I guess, to go in sync with what you want to do on a daily basis. Because I know that, you know, a lot of us have the 9-to-5 jobs. I'm very fortunate to be able to work at home, but many of us have 9-to-5 jobs. And then we say, you know, I do want to, you know, do these particular opportunities, but before I just leave my job, this has to happen, right? So that's another topic for another day. So basically, it takes away the overwhelmment, I think, when you can see it on paper, when you see what's in your head on paper, so that you can, you know, basically take those and then subcategorize it and decide really, really what it is that you want to do, right? Because some of the things on your list may sound really awesome, but do you really want to do that? That's what you have to ask yourself. I used to do local marketing, and those of you who don't know what local marketing is, it's basically dealing with local businesses and, you know, helping them with, you know, their website or whatever to help their business. And honestly, it did bring in great money, but you know what? I really didn't like it. I really didn't like waking up in the morning, and that didn't drive me. It did not get me out of bed and say, woo, you know, I get to go and do the things that I want to do today. It doesn't. But traveling and doing personal development, and I'll be doing retreats. I'm actually about to do, I'm going to be having my own podcast, you know, starting up in 2 weeks, like those of you who are coming on. We're going to be launching my podcast. And so I'm super excited about that. So you have to decide what it is that drives you. And maybe that will help with all of the overwhelmment that you have and realizing the things that, you know, you're wanting to do. Because some of the things that are on your list that you think you have to do, you don't really enjoy doing. So maybe you can either scratch those off, outsource it, or put it over here, you know, to get to it later on a different day, right? And so I think that, you know, like I say, there's many, many tips to share with you, but the one huge tip is the one that we talk about all the time, and that is to start in the corner. Number 1, organize your thoughts, put it all on paper, narrow it down, maybe out of the 20 or 50 or 100 things that you do, you can say, I'm going to pick 2 or 3. And then maybe even out of those 2 or 3, you can narrow it down even more to see which one is most pressing, which one is more time sensitive that I have to get done. For me, it's my Amazon course, right? It's long, long, long awaited. I've been ill. I've had hurricanes. I don't like to make excuses. So, hey, Angie, how you doing? And so it really, really helps you to feel more focused and less overwhelmed. Okay. And I said I would only give you 1 tip. I'm going to give you 1 more tip. Okay. I'm going to give you 1 more tip because it helps me so much. And my son, Brandon, if he's going to watch this, started doing this. And that is, and this isn't going to take very long, basically meditate. And I'm not talking, you know, a lot of times when I first started meditating, I was thinking, when I meditate, do I just sit here, you know, and go, you know, this kind of meditating? Or it's meditating like you might say, and I meditate morning and night, right? And in the morning, you can just, it's all free, you know, start. You can just punch in YouTube and you can say meditation for 5 minutes. Maybe you can only start with 5 minutes of your time. I work my way up to 20 and sometimes even 30. So let's just say you start with 5 minutes because you say, you know, I have so many kids and I have to start my day and my kids are in school and blah, 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 blah. So you basically say, I'm going to say, I'm going to punch it into YouTube and say 5 minutes for positive energy, or 5 minutes for clarity, 5 minutes for focus, or whatever. And put your earphones in, put it on Do Not Disturb mode, and meditate for 5 minutes to get your day going. It is incredible. I used to think that meditation was so silly and crazy, and now it's almost like I don't even know how I ever did with it out of the rest of the years of my life, right? And then when you go to sleep at night, same thing. It might be, you know, meditation for whatever, however long, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and say for, you know, focus and for good sleep. And I'm telling you, it just does something to your brain waves and it helps you, and you feel like you can even do, you know, meditation for energy. It's really awesome. I learned all this when I went to Dominican Republic a few years ago at a self-development retreat, and it's just helped me morning and night. And my son Brandon actually started meditating. And he's like, man, Mom, this is really, really awesome. It helps me in my business, da, da, da. And you wonder sometimes, how does meditation help me in my business? And so try it. And I would love to hear from you in your stories and stuff, because on my podcast, we're going to be having things about meditation, all these different things that can help you in your everyday life, whether it's your business or your family or health or whatever it is that I'm learning, because I'm a learner. When I don't know something, I basically, learn it. I go figure it out. I'm just, I start reading and learn how to do it. So anyway, I'm going to start in my corner soon, and I'm going to actually get my notebook out, because it's been some time since I've really actually had a day to myself to get some things done. I've been, traveling, hurricaning, helping some of my older kids move, getting them settled, and so now we're back down to 2 kids at home. It's really, really weird because it's really, really quiet, but I am one that loves that, because it helps me focus. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My health is finally starting to get on the upswing after everything. I've been resting a lot, trying to get some things done and stuff. So I think I'll feel better when my start in the corner task is over there in my corner. I'm going to write down my ideas. And so I hope this has helped you in some way. And if it has, always feel free. People ask me all the time, can I share your videos, and of course, because they're public and you can share them. They go on YouTube, and we're actually going to be cleaning up the YouTube channel and organizing it such that you can find it easier with keywords. Because I know that one of the reasons that I did this video again is because I had someone private message me and said, can you talk about that start in the corner, overwhelming stuff again? I love that, Hey, Roy, how you doing? It's good to see you on here. And so start in the corner. That's my tip for you today, and to meditate. If there's 2 things that you do today, you can pick one, whatever you have time to do. And so I hope this has helped you in some way. Feel free to share it. My blog is at joypackard.com. Feel free to go there. A lot of the videos that are kind of follow-ups and before are on there as well. So, all right, you guys have an amazing day, and I hope that you guys tackle your day. Start in the corner. Take care.